Morning everybody. I wanted to talk today a little bit about weekly meetings, and it more so in mine and James's case, our directors meeting each week. So we have our directors meeting on a Wednesday, which might seem a bit of a strange day to have the meeting, but we also have a shorter meeting on a Friday morning as well. So we tend to kickstart the week, if you like, on a Friday so that we review what's been going on, what we're kind of forecasting for the rest of the month in terms of activity and potential revenue that we're generating. So that when Monday comes, we get the weekend out the way, we already know what we need to do, how we need to do it, and how we're going to move forwards for the next week. It gives us a good snapshot of what the month is looking like, and so we can continue to plan forwards, kind of 4-week cycles, working towards our milestones, be that 3 months, 6 months, etc. So, but our main meeting, as I say, is on a Wednesday. And we go through a similar agenda every week. It does change if we have things crop up or things that aren't necessary to discuss. But we try to follow a template every week to make sure that we're consistent with what we're doing and how we're doing it. So a couple of things that are on that agenda that I want to share with you that we find really, really useful at the moment are a business overview, and we break that down into wins, learns, and actions. So we make sure that we celebrate our successes, we look at what we've learned, and then we look at the actions that we're going to take in the following week to keep moving that particular element forwards. Sometimes there's no actions to be taken because we can close things off. Other times there's lots of action because we've only just started or it's something new that we're exploring and working on. So then the other things that we look at are straightforward business elements like review of accounts, systems and processes. We look at anything that's outstanding with any of our joint ventures. So one of the things we've been working on the last couple of weeks with our joint venture partners are things like branding, and then also potential avenues to diversify those SPVs and those joint ventures. So we always talk about those each week. Is there any pressing items that we need to follow up with and move forwards? Because a lot of our, again, venture partners are overseas. So we're doing a lot of the legwork on the business's behalf and making sure that happens and things continue to move forwards. And then we look at other elements like people that we need to speak to, good conversations that we're having, leads that we're following up with, and then also elements that we're continuing to move on to move the business forward in, be it that particular week or as a focus for that month. So lots of different elements that make up this agenda and this template that we follow each month, but we try to make sure that it's consistent and that meeting always does take place. When we started with our business and we started having these meetings, we were quite lax and we let them slip, and hopefully some of you can kind of see where we're coming from on that side and kind of resonate with us that things get in the way and life gets in the way, and we had to have a real mind shift on the priorities for our business, and that this weekly meeting and then the follow-up meeting on a Friday to review what has gone on and forecast for the next week actually took place all the time. And so we had to have a bit of a mindset shift and really focus our priorities on getting that meeting in. So I just wanted to share a little bit on that's kind of how we run our weekly meetings, that we do schedule them in and why we have them. The result of them has been that we are so much more productive, and we are doing a lot more in a short space of time. So if any of you have read kind of the 12-week year, so that's about condensing a year's worth of work into 12 weeks. And we find that the weekly meetings keep us on track for that, they keep us accountable, and they've helped us to really push things forward. So just wanted to share that, say with you how important it's been for us to have our weekly directors meetings. And then our follow-up meeting on a Friday. It has moved our business forward massively, and will continue to do so in the future, I'm sure. So hopefully you can say take something away from that, even if it's just some of the structure and the points that we cover in our meeting. Be great to hear how you structure your meetings, how you keep yourself accountable in terms of moving forward, and there might be something that we haven't considered or that say we could benefit you and share with you in a bit more detail. So please comment below if you've got any hints, tips or ideas on how you keep yourselves accountable in your meetings. I'd love to hear from you. That's all for me this morning. Bye for now.